Hedges with Butte News. I'm here with
Kennason Patrick, and I own Mountain View Coffee Company.
And give us a little backstory on how you got Mountain View Coffee Company.
So when I first started out, I started out doing coffee as a college student at one of the most visited coffee places there is, probably. And I did that for 7 years. And then when COVID hit, we had the option to work or we had the option to stay home. And it was kind of like a fluke situation where I found this place and I decided to call it my new home and made it my COVID baby and opened it, and now we've been running for over 3 years.
What kind of sets Mountain View Coffee apart from some of the other coffee shops?
I would say because we're truly local. I'm a Butte girl through and through, and I think the best part about us is we're friendly. We always have that customer service that you're looking for, but we also have really good coffee, so I think that really sets us apart.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we try to bring new things all the time, trying to listen to the customer's feedback a lot and get whatever we need to get for everybody to be happy.
What are some of the things that you guys are going to be doing this season?
This season is really caramel forward, really like creme brulee forward, those like warm and like creamy flavors that you really know and love, like toasted marshmallow, stuff like that. We try to really hone into those flavors and get into the seasonal flavors, but also spices right now. So we have like a winter spice, and we have cookie butter and all that kind of fun stuff. So we always try to keep it new and fresh with like the newest seasonal flavors that we can.
Does that mean you don't have any pumpkin spice?
Oh, pumpkin spice is stocked and it is in galore. We got pumpkin chai, we got pumpkin cold foam, whatever pumpkin, we got it. It's crazy, pumpkin everything. We have burritos, breakfast sandwiches, a lot of pastries like ham and cheese croissants. We do carry Trezolino's pasties, and those are amazing. Bagels, stuff like that. We try to keep on hand snack stuff, breakfast stuff, and yeah.
What time do you guys open up normally?
We open up at 7 normally. Saturdays is 8, so because everyone's sleeping in a little bit. Yeah.
Do you find that you get a lot of traffic during the day? Is it is it more of a summer place or more of a fall place? Or
It actually kind of depends on school with us. Yeah, our flow is kind of different during summer. It's all day long, really steady, and then when school hits, it's like right before 9, and then after 3, and definitely in that lunch hour, like 12:30 to 1:30, we get a rush as well. Yeah.
Does being across from the Berkeley pit, do you get a lot of visitors coming in for that? Or?
Yes, and it's kind of like, it's really cool actually. I've met a lot of international people that way, but also people that are, they'll hear it on like a podcast and they'll be like, I'm gonna drive to Butte, Montana, and then they end up in my coffee shop, and I'm like, this is so crazy, I love this. But yeah, it's really cool. Yeah, it's definitely something that I think is a hidden treasure for us, is to be able to be across from the Berkeley pit. Yeah.
It's an attraction in and of itself.
Oh, it's just amazing. It's cool. It's so cool. I think, honestly, everybody has to see it at least once. It's a sight to see. Yeah. We've done the folk festival before, and we try to do a lot of local events. Like we usually do the Christmas stroll, so we'll probably try to get in with that again. We do partner up with 5518, and they let us use their little cabin area, and we just set up our espresso machine and go in there.
Nice.
So we might be thinking about that this year. Yeah, kind of stuff like that. We do like to do outdoor events a lot in the summer, so getting geared up and maybe looking into a little expansion like a trailer or something to get going on those events. Yeah.
Right now when you guys are mobile, what's your setup like?
Right now we have like a custom tent, and then we have a miniature espresso machine that we bring with us, and we kind of have like just like a whole mobile setup. It does take a while to set up and a while to organize, but it still works great.
You talked about maybe getting, mobile expansion thing.
Yeah.
Do you see Mountain View Coffee kind of expanding or franchising or anything like that?
I am very hopeful that in the very soon future we're going to have something coming up. There's something in the works, but I can't say much about it right now. But yes, we're going to be looking into expanding. I'm actually a bartender at 51 Below, and I also do some book work and accounting for another company, as well as I am on the urban forest board for the trees in Butte as well. So trying to get out there and get involved in my community as much as possible. I like to stay busy.
Mm-hmm. And are you going to school as well?
I am also going to school full time right now. So, like I said, I love to stay busy. Yeah.
Well, it sounds like you are.
I am. Got my plate full. Yes.
What? How does school kind of coincide with trying to run a coffee shop?
Honestly, I'll say that since I started my coffee shop, I took a little school hiatus, and I decided to step away from school so I could focus more on this. And now that this is kind of independent and more that I can step away, going to school is actually easier for me because I can apply more of the theories and more of the concepts to my actual life and think about it in like an aspect of like how would I deal with this in my business or stuff like that. Whereas before I feel like I went to school and I would be like, okay, I could never see this in like a real life scenario. What do you mean? So now that I have like the in life experience, the like hands-on experience, it's definitely different for school. But it's also really nice to have those tools that when I go through school, I'm like, oh, I can apply that to my business and I can better myself in that way. So yeah, it's really cool. So one of the very first interviews that I had done with Jim, I had stated that the dirty chai is the unsung hero of the coffee world. And I still very much believe that because it's kind of the best of both, all three worlds if you think about it, something like that has a spice and a flavor, a tea, and a coffee. You can get it iced, you can get it blended, you can get it hot. It's like so versatile. You can add flavor to it, it's amazing.
What makes a dirty chai dirty chai?
A dirty chai has espresso in it. So it's a chai tea base essentially with espresso. Yes.
Is that one of your more popular drinks that you do here?
Oh yeah. Yeah, that one's super popular. In the fall, obviously, it involves pumpkin all the time. Yeah. And then in the summer, a huckleberry dirty chai just goes out the window like crazy. So yeah, it's fun to switch them up, put flavors in them, and it seems to just be like an all-around like popular drink. When I first opened, I was here basically 5:30 to 5:30 every day. So I would see everyone coming in, and I would have those days where I would have 10 people, and I was like, oh my gosh, like, what in the world? And now to see it now, it's kind of crazy to me, because I remember sitting in here trying to find things to do to keep myself busy so I didn't go crazy, and now it's like, I never have time to do anything because it's so crazy in here. And so I think witnessing the growth myself has been a very humbling experience and a very exciting experience to be like, oh, this is my baby and it's growing and people love it just as much as I do. So it's really cool to see. I actually moved to Denver for like 3 months out of my life, but that was in like 7th grade. My parents decided to come right back, but Denver was a really cool place for me, and I definitely feel like it shaped who I was. Getting to see that bigger city experience definitely made me want to explore more, and that's how I get a lot of inspiration for my coffee shop. I go to other places like California, and I'll go to Wyoming, and just other places, visit their coffee shops and see what they're doing new and see what I can bring back to Butte that I think Butte people will like or whoever will like, and just get inspiration from places around that aren't like us.
What are you guys using for coffee right now?
Coffee right now. We're on the Montana Coffee Traders. We use a medium roast right now for our espresso, which is a different approach of espresso. Usually people will use a really dark roast, a really rich roast. We like to use the medium because it's a little bit sweeter and we feel like it melds better with our syrups. It also tastes like a less burnt bean, so you don't get that like bitterness of it. And then we have a really nice Montana morning that is on brew, and it's like our absolute favorite. It's a medium roast and it's kind of nutty, a little bit vanilla-y. It's good on its own or with anything in it. Yeah, those are our beans right now. And then during Christmas we usually get like all these holiday roasts. Last year I think they did like a chocolate peppermint roast that Montana Coffee Traders came out with. So I'm excited to see what they do this year. Yeah, we'll get some different stuff in. So when we actually first came in here, the only thing that was here was 2 2x4s sticking out of this wall. There was nothing. The walls were like a burnt orange. There wasn't even countertops. There wasn't even wainscoting on the wall, nothing. So I think it was really a good opportunity for us to come in and say, this is what we want to do with the shop, so this is what we're going to do with the shop, and really start from like ground zero and build it up to what we wanted to do with it.
Oh.
Yeah, so we did all of the renovating ourselves. That's kind of what I did when I sat home from my other job. Would come up here and just work on it because, you know, everybody was COVID-y, and you could just sit in here. And it was really cool to see the progression of us pouring our own countertops and, you know, to actually getting in our machines. And that was like the best day ever for me, was to open all of the syrups that we had gotten and finally put all the pumps in the syrups. And that sounds so crazy, but to actually see like my dream come to life and be a part of it, it was super cool. Yeah. Oh yeah, that was cool. I don't know why the syrups are my favorite thing. Like I was like, oh my gosh, it's so like aesthetically pleasing and like, yeah. We actually sell little 12-ounce bags. We sell regular and decaf for everybody that likes decaf, as well as little mini packets of our chai, because our chai is super popular, and if you want to make it at home, we got packets to take with you. But yeah, we sell our Montana Morning, which is our roast that we brew in the morning, and I also do get in whatever roast from Montana Coffee Traders that people like, because I know that people have a lot of preference on their Montana Coffee Traders. And they have a ton of roasts, so I take into consideration what people are drinking.
What is Montana Coffee Traders?
Montana Coffee Traders is in Whitefish, and I'm not entirely positive when they started, which is terrible of me, but they're our absolute favorite. They are one of the larger roasters in Kalispell. They are just a very Montana feel for us. Like they have like names like Montana Morning and stuff like that, but also their customer service is great. They're so great to work with. They come and visit us like once or twice a year and see how we're doing, which we love as a supplier, coming and seeing how we're doing and, you know, what we're doing and stuff like that. So they're honestly our favorite to work with, but they're also just an awesome company. If you're ever up in the Kalispell Whitefish area, stop up and grab any drink of theirs. It's so good, and they're like so meticulous with the way that they make coffee. So yeah, and our afternoon girl actually trained there, and yeah, so she came from there. We love it. Yes. It's actually kind of funky because we're the only, us and our next door neighbor are the only commercial zoned areas for this area. The rest of it is either industrial or it was going to be a park. So they're still trying to debate if they wanted to turn it into an industrial park or a park. But essentially, nobody else has put anything else out here because it's not a commercial area. So we kind of have the advantage of having the east side of town where nothing else is, on a busy street, that people are always going up to work, coming back from school, you know, whatever. We kind of have that advantage. Some people would say it's a disadvantage because we're out by nothing, but I take it as an advantage. Because we get people that are like, I'm driving to work and I've never been here, and they stop and then they become a regular, and you know what? We're like, hi Julie, how are you? So it's like, it's really nice. Yeah.
You guys have a drive-through window?
We have a drive-through and we have a cafe, indoor seating. When it's nice out, we like to have outdoor seating, but we like to have all options, and it's great for like studying or having meetings or whatever people need to do. It's a good little area to sit in and just relax or whatever you gotta do here. Yeah, we have Wi-Fi too, so if you ever need that.
Everybody needs Wi-Fi.
Everyone always needs Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
We got it.
Was it difficult, like, owning a business so young and dealing with different entities and...
Yeah, I think it would be it would be safe to say that it's definitely easy for me to get not taken seriously. I feel like I have a lot of ambition, and I'm always like, I just want to go, I just want to do bigger and better things, and people are like, yeah, whatever, you're 26, you know. But honestly, I feel like a lot of people in my generation are scared to start businesses anymore, or scared to get out there and start doing something of our own, where in school we're taught a lot, you know, like go to the corporations and they'll give you a job and then you don't have to worry about it. But it's really good experience for our generation to get out there and start doing businesses and taking on those roles that the older generations will have to hand down to us one day, you know. And so I think it's cool to be this young, but also there are a lot of challenges with it. A lot of, I think just a lot of not being taken seriously and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Or just being so young that people are like, yeah, you're so young, you're naive, you're just doing this blindsided.
You're never gonna make it, kid.
Yeah, I had a professor a couple of weeks ago say, I don't know, entrepreneurs, you just gotta lose your mind. You just have to be crazy to be an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting in class like, yep, you're right. No, you hit the nail on the head. So it was kind of funny because it's just kind of funny to sit there and like listen to people talk about it, and you're like, yeah, I am kind of off my rocker now, for sure. But I think it's really cool as well. It's a good experience, and honestly, I wouldn't trade it. Might hand it off one day, but not trade it.
Oh.
Yeah, give it to a babysitter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What has been kind of the hardest part about opening and keeping this place up and running?
I feel like it's definitely come with different challenges over time. First off, COVID was super hard with them changing all the regulations. You know, one day you could do this, the next day you couldn't. One day you could not wear a mask, the next day you could. That was probably our first biggest challenge. Another big challenge was we've been broken into 3 times, so trying to bounce back and recover from that every single time and kind of keep our chin up and just kind of driving forward has been a challenge. That, and I would like to say employees have been a challenge, but in recent years we've had amazing girls. They've been so great and willing to work, and they want to be here, and they're great with people, and I love to see it, so that's a good thing. But yeah, shipping was a big challenge as well.
Oh, yeah.
Trying to get our shipments in, which is a huge thing when people want their macadamia nut lattes and their macadamia nut is not here. And I'm like, I don't know where it's at either. But yeah, those are probably like my biggest challenges. I've had a ton of business mentors that have, out of the kindness of their heart, taken me in, and they'll come in and see me all the time and ask me how I'm doing, or, you know, just see how I'm doing as a young entrepreneur. And I think that means a lot to me because I love having that support. I don't have that from a younger generation that doesn't have a business or hasn't been in the experience or something like that. So to have the other business owners of Butte reach out to me and be like, hey, do you need help with this, or how can we be involved, or, you know, whatever, is so huge. And honestly, I think it is a Butte thing. You know, Butte always takes care of Butte, so it's really nice. And they're super connected, and everybody in Butte that's a business owner has always like just taken me under their wing, or it's a really tight-knit community as a Butte business owner, and it's also like, it's just awesome. Yeah, Butte Business Network and all of them, they're all great.
Right.
Yeah, woo, we're all friends. It's fun.